the amazing breaking news is California is about to become the first state in the United States of America to decriminalize all psychedelic drugs. Not just all natural psychedelic drugs, like Oakland, California, and several other California cities and U.S. cities decriminalized, but all psychedelic drugs. Except for mescaline. Actually, they exempted mescaline. They're afraid people are going to over-harvest peyote in the wild, and because it's already endangered, they exempted mescaline. Even though it can be made in a laboratory, they forgot about that part. Even though a lot of people already grow peyote plants in their own homes, they forgot about that part. So, they exempted mescaline from being decriminalized. So I'm sorry if mescaline or peyote are your drugs of choice, you're still going to be considered to be a criminal. But people who like to use LSD, or psilocybin, or dimethyltryptamine, or MDMA, they're no longer going to be considered criminals, at least not in the state of California. I think that they should pass this law nationally. Actually, I think they should decriminalize all drugs, even the bad ones. Because I think that given a choice, people would choose to use the safer drugs rather than the bad ones. Wow, people. I am so glad to finally be breaking something good and not breaking something bad. It has been so long since I have broken any good news to you people on my YouTube channel that I am so overjoyed to tell you the recent, wonderful, amazing breaking news, rather than tell you the most recent horrible thing that was discovered about COVID-19. So, the amazing breaking news is California is about to become the first state in the United States of America to decriminalize all psychedelic drugs. Not just all natural psychedelic drugs, like Oakland, California, and several other California cities and U.S. cities decriminalized, but all psychedelic drugs. This story was originally broken by Courthouse News Service and has now been reported by several other news agencies, which, by the way, uses the same exact picture as articles about Oakland decriminalizing psychedelics 2 years ago. Says, it's been a long, strange trip for psychedelics in the state of California. A bill that legalizes possession of psychedelics passed 21-16 on a floor vote after clearing 3 separate committees. If it passes the House, it will soon be on the desk of Governor Gavin Newsom, and it would decriminalize or legalize, because they use both words, psychedelics including LSD, psilocybin mushrooms, DMT, and MDMA, because the war on drugs has failed us, and criminalizing these substances doesn't make anyone safer. As I have repeatedly said, drugs are not being handcuffed and put into prison. Drugs are not being beaten up by the police. It is humans who are criminalized. Who is the criminal when someone's arrested for a drug? Is it the human or the drug that's called a criminal? The war on drugs has criminalized humans, not substances. And if they want to call it decriminalizing the substances, that's great for them, but it's not exactly honest wording. They're really going to be decriminalizing the humans. Humans like you, people. When I clicked on the article, I thought that the law that they were going to pass was going to be similar to the law passed in Oakland, decriminalizing natural psychedelic drugs. When I saw LSD as the first drug on the list of drugs that they were going to decriminalize, I was actually shocked. Like, that shocked me. The shock wore off quickly, though, and then I sprung into high gear and decided to record this video. Anyway, apparently, the bill is almost completely passed, and there only has to be, like, one more vote before it becomes fully approved, if this bill does pass, I promise you people that I will take what even the craziest acid head would consider to be a heroic dose of LSD, and then I will smoke some DMT and blast off to outer space for real this time, on camera, possibly even in a live stream. I actually considered doing just that in Oakland like 2 years ago now, when they decriminalized DMT, but just not on LSD because they didn't decriminalize it. I was going to take a heroic dose of psilocybin mushrooms and then smoke the dimethyltryptamine. Anyway, people, you know how I feel about LSD being legalized, right? If you don't, roll that clip. Does anybody want some free information about LSD and why it should be legalized?
Okay, you go, girl.
Legalize LSD in the USA. Legalize LSD. Legalize it today. Legalize LSD in the USA. Legalize what? Legalize it today. The time is now to legalize it. The time is now to legalize it. The time is now to legalize it. Legalize it. Don't criticize it.
Yeah, seriously. So, nothing could have made me happier other than finding out that Peter Daszak was actually getting in trouble for helping to make COVID-19 in the laboratory in Wuhan, China. I'm going to make a video about that next. I just had to break some good news to you people before I continue to break the bad news to you people. Although Peter Daszak getting in trouble isn't really bad news. It's bad news they made COVID-19 in the laboratory, but him getting in trouble for it actually should be considered to be good news. I will talk about that in my next video. Just tell everybody that you heard from Adrienne Floreen that California is just about to decriminalize all psychedelic drugs. Except for mescaline. Actually, they exempted mescaline. They're afraid people are going to over-harvest peyote in the wild. And because it's already endangered, they exempted mescaline. Even though it can be made in a laboratory, they forgot about that part. Even though a lot of people already grow peyote plants in their own homes, they forgot about that part. So, they exempted mescaline from being decriminalized. So I'm sorry if mescaline or peyote are your drugs of choice, you're still going to be considered to be a criminal. But people who like to use LSD, or psilocybin, or dimethyltryptamine, or MDMA, they're no longer going to be considered criminals, at least not in the state of California. I think that they should pass this law nationally. Actually, I think they should decriminalize all drugs, even the bad ones. Because I think that given a choice, people would choose to use the safer drugs rather than the bad ones. And I just have to mention one thing. Somebody who knew absolutely nothing about drugs actually asked me honestly a few hours earlier today if they were passing that law so people would no longer be motivated to break into cars to buy their drugs. Like, in case you don't know this, people who use psychedelics generally don't break into cars to steal stuff, to sell it, to make enough money to buy their drugs. People who use drugs like methamphetamines or heroin or other opiates do that kind of stuff. People who smoke crack do that kind of stuff. People who use psychedelics do not do that kind of stuff. Not only because they're not addictive, but also because they're not expensive. Anyway, with that said, I am now going to end this video. Please like this video, share this video, watch my other videos, and subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to help me to make more videos, you can help me by donating money to me on Patreon or other sites, or buying things for me off of Amazon or other sites. Thank you for watching this video. Bye, people.